I'm Dr. Fred Ogola. I'm a professor of strategy and decision making at Strathmore Business School. This week in the news, there are just three main things that are worth taking your attention. One of them is that oil producing companies have decided to actually cut on the fuel production per day to something like 4.2 million barrels per day. Amid the fact that Joe Biden is going through midterm election, the impact is that supply-demand forces will force the fuel prices to go up in spite of the fact that they just dropped. And what are the numbers? In fact, it's worth noticing in Kenya that the fuel prices, global fuel prices per barrel has dropped. In fact, when they land in Kenya, they are landing at 99 shillings 30 cents. But why are you paying 179 shillings 29 cents? It's because of the following. When it lands at 99 shillings 30 cents, storage takes 3 shillings 44 cents. Petroleum levy, the one which is for maintaining roads, which is given to the road authority, is 18 shillings per liter. Excise duty charges 22 shillings 95 cents. Other taxes is 5 shillings and 50 cents. And then the market margin that is made by those who are making money across the value chain is total to 12 shillings 33 cents. In total, you are paying 179 shillings 29 cents because of those costs. So if government is serious about lowering the cost of living on fuel, they should not waste time on subsidies. People sometimes argue you rather cut taxes than to talk about subsidies, but that's a discussion for another day. The other thing is that Central Bank of Kenya's gaffe, Rigathi Gachagua's gaffe with Central Bank is noticeable. I don't want to play politics here, but what I'm trying to say here is, whom would you believe among the two? So that will form the center of our discussion today. The main topic of this week is, let us separate local politics from what I call international sensitive matters. Why am I saying so? By Rigathi Gachagua mentioning that Central Bank of Kenya do not have cash, especially dollars, is a serious threat, not just economically, but even physical threat. And I'll use the following 4 points to explain myself. First and foremost, no one who wants to prosper acknowledges luck. That's why when you're looking for a job, even if you don't look like already at a job, dress like that is your job. You put on a suit, you dress smartly, you walk smartly. Even if you are not yet married, you have to dress beautiful so that someone can see you and maybe propose to you. You never say you don't have. I remember when I was running for election in Ugenya, I left Ugenya when I was so broke, they had eaten all my money. My car did not have fuel. I didn't have insurance. My tires were worn out. When I reached home, my wife gave me a budget. I looked at it. It was a budget of around 85,000 shillings. I didn't tell her I have no money. I just told her, sweetheart, just put it there, we shall look at it. You never admit luck if you want to prosper. You just have to be courageous. So even if there was no money in Central Bank, it is illegal, I can say economic crime, to admit by Central Bank that they lacked dollar reserves. So maybe Rigathi Gachagua is right, but Central Bank is right to prove that there was enough money. You always have to show you have enough. You don't show luck to succeed. The second point, if you want to succeed, I would tell this administration, they need to show confidence in the economy. Because now you're talking about giving people credit, you're talking about giving people subsidies for the economy to go stimulate. You're telling them about the issue of Hustler Fund, the Enterprise Fund, Youth Fund. They need to invest their money in this economy to grow. But if you're showing that the economy is dilapidated, are you telling them they are investing in a dilapidated economy, or you're telling them they're investing in an economy that are actually going to succeed? If you tell investors that there's no dollars, there's no money in the country, how are they going to invest in a country where there's no money, where no one can be paid? Like, for example, all counties are now paying money to people. They're working on overdraft facilities given by banks. Have money been wired to the county? It is to show confidence at the county level that economy is moving and there is no lack, even if Treasury has not wired money to them. So you always have to show confidence in the economy for both in domestic investors and foreign investors to invest in it. So never admit scarcity. The third point is I would want to tell the current administration that Uhuru's presidency is over. He ended his presidency by handing over the sword to President William Ruto on 13th of September. So talking about how his administration performed poorly is only affecting your current administration. So rather put Uhuru in the past, focus on forward, because all Kenyans know what Uhuru did. He built fantastic infrastructure for us. Now tell us how that infrastructure will translate into money in people's pocket, health, education, among other goods of life. Telling that Uhuru was a bad president will be important for you just for the optics. But after a while, your books will start looking bad, and we shall start comparing how much Uhuru grew the economy compared to your growth. We shall start looking at numbers. In God we trust, the rest bring evidence. The fourth point is that the economic risk of saying that you lack dollars is serious in this way. One, do you know that we are neighbors to Southern Sudan, neighbors to Somalia, and people have been talking about black money. So when you say you have no dollars, will you not see that these people will be coming from those different countries so that you can buy dollar in the black market? Is that what we are trying to suggest? So economical risk of saying you don't have dollars is so serious that you should not even say it. And in case that is the case, if the people who sell black money comes to Kenya and start selling the black money to the Kenyan economy, those people, some of them are not doing legitimate business, and sometimes that brings not just the economic risk, but also will bring a physical risk. And on the same point, Kenya is known to be the regional hub for trading. So Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania relies on us, Burundi. Now, if Kenya is the one saying they are broke, are we losing that regional trading block? So that for me is another big economic risk. And lastly, according to President Kibaki's vision, Kenya was supposed to be a regional financial hub. You cannot build a regional financial hub if you admit that you are broke. So that statement is a threat to Vision 2030, is a threat to Agenda 4 or Big 4 agenda, is a threat to the vision and the manifesto of President William Ruto. And I hope and I believe that His Excellency President William Ruto is clever enough to be able to see that this is a threat to him. And I'm sure he is going to find a way on which the government works. What we are realizing here is that the management of transition from the old administration for Uhuru, moving to Ruto's administration is not seamless, and they're not speaking to each other. What we need to do is President Ruto needs to sit with the whole arms of government and all these players and be able to look for a way on which he can have a seamless communication coming from all arms of government and all parastatals and all state corporations, so that we can have a unified way how we are tackling the issues of the economy. By having someone saying is right, the right is saying what the left doesn't know, the legs are communicating what the head is not aware. So we want that unified communication so that at least we can have good vibes about this economy. Mr. President, we believe in you, but we won't wait for too long when we are still just talking about what Uhuru did not do. We know very well Uhuru said in his speeches in Madaraka Day at Uhuru Gardens that he was not a perfect president, but it was a limited edition. He did what he did. So the person taking over should take over from there and run with it. It's always easy if you become as a new CEO, first to blame your predecessor in the first few years. The next 3 years you can blame the economy. And then the last term you can blame the citizens. Then you seek for second term. Then now you don't have to blame anybody. You just retire the way you want. Mr. President, the economy is hurting. People are looking forward for you to commit to your promises which you made. Let the government deliver. Performance is supreme over all other things we're talking about. Immediately the economy will start performing. People will forget about everything they're talking about you and they unite with you so that you can deliver to us. You must succeed, because if you don't succeed, none of us will. You're our head. Please succeed. Reign over all these gaps. Let us start doing economics. Let us put politics aside. Thank you.